42.
Yeah.
Hello! Welcome to the Ringer's Hopeless NBA Lottery Show. My name is Chris Ryan. I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan. This is Micah Peters. He is a New Orleans Pelicans fan. This is Jason Concepcion. He's a Knicks fan. And this is Kevin Clark. He's an Orlando Magic fan. Give it up to him. What's up? Tonight is lottery night. In a few moments, ping-pong balls will be revealed. The results will be revealed. We'll find out who is drafting where in the 2017 NBA lottery. Really quickly, the best odds of winning the lottery go to Brooklyn, a.k.a. Boston, Phoenix, Lakers, then the Sixers. There are a couple things to watch for. The Sixers have a pick swap with the Kings because Sam Hinkie is a warlock. So, if the Kings pick is higher up than the Sixers have the right to swap with the Sixers. The Lakers, if they fall out of the top three, they have to give that pick to the Sixers. They also have to give a 2019 first to the Magic.
That's what I'm here for. I don't even care about this pick this year.
Because of
2019.
Because of the Boogie trade, the Pelicans, the Sacramento gets the Pelicans pick this year if it is top three protected.
Top three protected.
Thank God for that.
Thank God.
And of course, Boston gets Brooklyn's pick because Danny Ainge is also a warlock. All right, guys. I want you to talk to me a little bit about your teams, and I want you to make the case for why you deserve the number one pick, and tell me who your perfect player would be.
Sure. So I was looking at the roster for the Magic earlier. There's some needs. The needs are point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, a bench, general manager if there's one available. We need one of those. I just feel like there's a lot of, we need to acquire a lot of talent. I don't actually, this is a secret, I don't watch games. I don't watch Magic games. I spend 2.5 hours on Tankathon during the games, and I just refresh, and I just think about tonight, and every year is my Christmas, and
But you guys haven't had that much luck during the actual lottery.
We got a top 3 pick once when we had the best odds. That was in 2013.
That was Depot, right?
That happened to be the worst draft of all time, and we got Victor Oladipo.
Except Giannis
Great
went
singer.
that year, right?
Great singer. Fantastic singer.
And then
Dresses like
the
a
next
business
year,
casual masterpiece.
we thought maybe we could get a top 3 pick. We had top 3 odds. Instead, we got the 4th pick.
Right.
And then we haven't had anything. We got Hazonia.
He looks good.
He can't play basketball, and so it hasn't been a good go.
It's weird that a guy whose upside, his ceiling was Croatian J.R. Smith didn't work out. Do you have a compelling case for the Knicks why would the Knicks possibly deserve this?
20 years of pain.
I mean, that's welcome to the club. Everybody's got 20 years of pain.
Phil Jackson, someone has to save us from Phil Jackson in the triangle?
Okay, so that's a really good question. If you guys do happen to get the number one pick, what are you worried that Phil is going to be like, I pass on all these dudes because they're not ready for the triangle?
Yeah, and I want a post-up big man.
Yeah.
Or a combo guard in the mold of Derek Fisher.
That's right. Give me the next Brian Shaw.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what I want. I want Lonzo Ball.
Ooh. With the number one pick.
We trade, we work something, trade down. I'm sure Phil's got that in his toolbox.
Yeah, it does seem like that.
Some trade day stuff. I'm telling you, LeVar Ball plus James Dolan, I think.
You think what?
I think LeVar Ball is the man to fix the Knicks. I think the constant criticism, I'm telling you, Big Baller Brand can only come to the biggest city, the brightest lights.
Yeah. Do you think
it's gotta be New York City?
I don't even think you believe that.
What would you do if you guys draft Lonzo and then Jeff Hornacek is wearing Big Baller Brand blazers?
Yes.
Big Baller Brand with
pay for them. Everyone has to pay
Christmas ass
for
long
them.
sleeve white tee. I don't think.
Tell me a little bit about New Orleans. I don't really think about them at all, even though they have the 2 best big men in the league.
Wow.
But I never even considered whether you deserve it or don't deserve it. It's it's not sad, it's not happy. It's just you guys just exist.
Yeah,
Danny Ferry.
It's fine because I don't think about the Sixers at all. So.
Yes, you do. You work for the Ringer. I make you think about the Sixers by talking about them constantly.
Okay, so let's see. Dell Dibs and Tom Benson have been given the dreaded vote of confidence.
Gentry. Tom Benson is the one given the votes. Yeah.
Gentry and Dibs have been given the dreaded vote of confidence, which means that we're going to be stuck with them. We are probably going to end up in the same, terrible cap situation that the Saints are in. Everything is going to be terrible for the foreseeable future.
The Pelicans really shouldn't have given $30 million to Drew Brees. That was really weird. I couldn't really understand
It was
that.
honestly the worst decision that we ever made. But also, I mean, like, we drafted Cole Aldrich.
Yeah. So
And
you're
anybody
bad
else
at
who
this.
said we're terrible at this, we might as well just give it to us to mess up again.
I mean, the one thing I would say is that if you guys got the number 1 pick, your team would instantly become must-watch, except for everybody for Kevin, must-watch television. Because having a Fultz or a Ball playing with Boogie and Anthony Davis would be
True.
incredible.
Anybody that has playmaking ability and can at least like kind of shoot an outside shot is kind of something that we need, because we need to space the floor out, because Davis and Cousins in the middle of the floor is like a black hole and everything collapses and gets pulled in.
Right.
So it clogs everything up and like the offense just kind of
Even
coagulates
like listening to
around
you
the center
talk
of the
about
floor.
this, like it just sounds like you have a cloud over your head talking about
It's
this.
because, like, honestly, a lot of it is resignation and, you know, just despairing.
Well, this is inspiring. All right. What we want to talk about, the Sixers, of course. Now, why do the Sixers deserve it? Sixers got the number 1 pick last year, had Ben Simmons. We've had top 5 picks for the last few years, obviously, done a lot of work. Sam Hinkie was the master of the lottery, and that's why we deserve this.
Right.
This is our Super Bowl. This is like saying Tom Brady doesn't deserve to go to the Super Bowl. Everybody thinks Tom Brady deserves to go to the Super Bowl, right?
No.
Okay. This is where we shine. And we haven't had a lot to celebrate in Philadelphia
Where
recently.
we shine.
This is our one shining moment. And what I want to do, and I do mean this from the most sincere part of my heart, and I because one thing that losing does is it makes you empathetic, right? Makes you feel for other people. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I hope that we inflict the most amount of damage possible on other franchises. And I want you to feel what I feel. So I want your Kings pick, and I want your Lakers pick. I want 1 and 4. I want Fultz and Monk to be my starting backcourt next year, with Dario, Ben, and Embiid.
Where's Okafor?
Okafor?
Yeah.
He's hanging out at Gino's. We have a couple of things going on. Okay, so you can holler at us on facebook.com/ringer. Ask any questions you have for any of us here. We were wondering maybe if you guys have a compelling case for another lottery team. You can also just ask any questions of Kevin that you so want. I mean, he's just gotten back from China, so he has a lot to share on the personal side. We also...
A lot of recommendations if you need them.
You can also hit us up at twitter.com/ringer. For you guys tonight, what do you think is on the line here for the Lakers? Because I think that's the sort of the biggest storyline. There's been a lot of talk about the Lakers pretty much saying
It's fixed.
Let's start with, he has some theories.
Yeah,
Right?
you speak out.
It's fixed. No, it's not fixed, but it kind of is. Come on.
so.
Listen, ratings are down
Where? In across the board.
across
yeah.
the league.
That's mostly due to me, to be fair.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got to bring those ratings back up. Magic Johnson seems very, very sure that they're not losing the pick. Saying.
Do you think that if they get the number 1 pick and that is the asking price for Paul George, do they send it to Indiana?
Ooh, no.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
They take long.
So you think Lonzo over Paul George?
Yeah.
You think Magic is like, I want an LA kid to play for the Lakers?
I mean, I guess it's the better story, but I mean, like, would you really want Lonzo over Paul George?
I'm not saying what I want. I'm saying what Magic Johnson
I think
wants.
Magic will also become a free agent magnet, and he'll be able to bring guys. No, I mean he'll be able to bring guys like Paul George, and you don't have to give anything up for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's
When
the,
he builds a team and he has a guy like Lonzo and he's got the young nucleus, then a big free agent like Paul George will say, yeah, I'll come. You don't need to trade anything.
Do you think that Lonzo Ball on this Lakers team with D'Angelo Russell, and a young coach like Luke Walton and all this upheaval and turmoil in the front office, do you think that that's like really the place where he could succeed? Isn't that like a power vacuum for LeVar to fill and just take over the Lakers?
Why is it
over Los Angeles.
anti-LeVar?
I'm not anti-LeVar, but like to act like it's not part of the package is crazy.
I just want to say I hope the Magic get LeVar so I can invite him to watch the Magic with my friends and I at my house.
So
That's a thing that can realistically happen. What would that
I don't
night
know.
be
We
like?
both
I mean,
live in
like,
Los Angeles. Like, where else is he going to watch the Magic? No one else will want to watch the Magic except me and my friends and LeVar.
What else? Who else do you think is like in line to get into this number one slot? Just in terms of karma. Bill wrote about karma rankings today on The Ringer that you can go read. You can also check out our draft guide. A lot of hard work went into that. Shout out to Kevin O'Connor, Jonathan Sharks, Danny Chow, Juliet Libman, and everybody worked on that. So we have a really excellent draft guide to check out if you don't know about these guys. Who else of these teams? I mean, Charlotte's got like a 0.8%.
I really think the Knicks have to win it if karma is any indication.
Well,
That's what Bill said.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you but isn't that almost jinxing you to think that
yes,
like?
of course it's jinxed. But I'm so jinxed anyway. I've been jinxed. My whole life is jinxed.
Phil trades the number
With
one
nothing!
pick. Phil trades the number one pick and Porzingis.
Porzingis is like already DMing people that he's going to the Clippers.
Right.
Like, we need the top pick. We need it.
And you want Lonzo.
I would want Fultz. To be honest, to be
I
100%
want Fultz
honest.
too.
But
You
like,
changed your mind.
Wait, what happened to the whole thing about LeVar Ball changing?
Well, I
turning the
actually
entire
believe
Knicks
that.
organization
I believe
around?
that, but I think Fultz
Is
is
a
better.
fit for the triangle?
Fultz is better, but no.
He's
Fultz is
considering
better,
the
but
entire
I really
package,
want
and that
LeVar
includes LeVar.
plus James Dolan because I really think
That's gold.
I
What if
honestly
they got
I'm not
Fultz and then
even
they
kidding.
hired LeVar as some sort of basketball ops guy? Just unrelated.
Why can't LeVar be the GM of the Magic?
That's like some Jared Kushner type stuff. I don't think that's really. I don't think that could work.
If outside of Fultz and Ball, who are some of the players that you're most excited about seeing next year?
Josh Jackson.
Yeah, I had asked Kevin O'Connor a couple weeks ago. I said, the Magic only take athletic guys who can't shoot. Who's the perfect Magic player? And he said De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
So I'm kind of intrigued to see where that fit is.
Isn't De'Aaron Fox kind of like Elfrid Payton Part 2?
If he is, then he's, whatever. We may take him first overall. If he can't shoot, we're going to take him. He's number one on our big board.
Who else besides Fultz and Ball?
I
are
mean,
you
I
intrigued by?
actually really like Fox because he's kind of.
You guys are all high on Fox. Malik Monk
plays
really do
defense.
like
He's like
son.
he plays defense.
I mean,
he's a scrapper.
he's from New
He's like
Orleans
Westbrook?
anyway. I mean,
Oh,
like,
Westbrook.
I would rather him come back to. I mean, like whatever. I mean, like we need everything. Like it's. I'm fine with yes. I like.
We're in
De'Aaron
the
Fox
same
a
boat
lot.
here. We're not looking at depth charts or anything. We're
Right,
just like,
yeah.
will someone get
Needs
us a
are
good
everything.
player,
Yeah.
please?
I think we have some
perimeter
questions from
player.
social media. Let's
Okay.
take a couple of questions.
Yeah, we've got one from Matthew Ferguson. He wants to know, what are the chances Fultz isn't the number one overall pick due to fit?
I think he's number one for
Yeah.
everybody but the Lakers of the teams that are like
okay.
right in the mix here. I just think that he is somehow, like whether
Yeah.
it's narrative or whatever, separated himself from the rest of the pack.
Future elite round face disease guy.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Wait, who are your? I mean,
I think he could be the greatest
top
RFD
tier.
guy ever.
So explain RFD really
Yeah,
quick.
please.
It's when the shape of your head is so round that you never look in shape.
Right.
Even
So
though you are.
And the patron saint of RFD is Wesley Matthews,
Wesley Matthews.
who is actually the most in
Charles
shape
Barkley
dude.
the first year with the Suns.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
Jameer Nelson.
And then the
Jameer
exception
Nelson.
that proves the rule of RFD is Ray Felton,
Ray Felton.
who has round face but is in fact not in shape.
Carmelo Anthony has been round face his entire career.
So, and you think Fultz has RFD?
I think he's got a lot of RFD potential. He could be the best ever.
Has there ever been an RFD number one?
I gotta think about it. I don't think so. This is very exciting, actually. Now it's exciting. Yeah!
There he
Who
is.
was it?
Now I can't
Oh, I
unsee
didn't
it.
really notice that.
Harden, if he shaved the
He's
beard.
now off my board.
So
because
obviously
of
we're
this.
watching along with you, so you can watch along
Yeah.
and just keep us in your ear, keep us on your screens.
Every basketball expert I talked to at the Ringer today, I asked Ryan, I said, is there any
You
scenario?
didn't ask me anything.
Any basketball expert I asked today at the Ringer, they all said that Fultz is the number one guy no matter
Yeah.
what. There's no scenario.
I think that there's probably more likelihood that Lonzo could fall out of the top 3 or 4 for whatever reason.
Well, there is one scenario, and it's the triangle fit for the.
Oh, the triangle fit.
Right now, what we're really seeing is what's interesting with the Sixers is that Brian Colangelo is sort of reaping the benefits of what Sam Hinkie sowed.
Right.
But I kind of have this feeling, like, what if Hinkie takes a job next year with the Kings and gets to take over the Kings, but gets to like almost then reverse it on the Sixers? So if like the Sixers don't get the Kings pick, and the Kings like if the Kings, Riley, what could it happen? Like the Sixers could get the number 1 pick, and then the Kings could get like the 4th or 5th pick, right?
Yeah, they'd swap.
Yeah, I just have a feeling like watch Sam Hinkie come back somehow in Sacramento, and somehow exact reverse revenge on the Sixers. Nobody's really buying this?
It's going to be really something to see in 4 years. Like
Isn't
after
reverse revenge the same thing as revenge?
He was tanked for 5 years.
It's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's a really good point. Do we have any other social media questions?
Yeah, there's a lot. Vincent Orlick wants to know, is there any way that the Knicks don't sneak into the top 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odds.
Yeah.
The odds for
The
one.
last 20 years of Knicks history.
Yeah.
I think they're only 18% to get into the top 3.
Crimes
so-
against basketball?
Yeah. The arc of history is long, but it
Corporate
bends towards the
retribution.
Knicks doing something horrible.
Yeah. Anything else?
Joe Kowalski asks, how high will Fox from Kentucky go?
Yeah, so these guys are all very high on De'Aaron Fox. I look at the body of work, and I'm much more into Malik Monk.
I
just think-
agree with you.
I mean,
I was just making a gag about how the Magic can't draft good players.
Also,
So,
I just think like shooting immediately
Yeah.
is just the thing that you just. I
Yeah,
don't want to
you-
have to
yeah.
teach a guy to shoot. Like the last couple of years, with the exception of guys who go to San Antonio, like teaching
Right.
someone to shoot is not like.
there was a great line after Rob Hennigan was fired in the Atlanta Sentinel that was, Hennigan's downfall was that he believed that players could learn how to shoot.
Yeah.
Hennigan is fired now. He was almost on this set.
Because it's easier to learn how to shoot if you're like on a Spurs team that's going to win 57
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
anyway, and like Chip England can just take you into the corner and be like, shoot a million shots. But if they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we also need you to run point guard in the Eastern Conference, it gets really dark. Any other questions?
Connor Weingarten asked, when's the last time a guard class was this good?
Gosh, that's a really good question. I was just
Yeah.
looking through some of these previous classes recently. Real trip through memory lane. I got to the year that the Sixers drafted Evan Turner instead of Boogie Cousins, Gordon Hayward, or Paul George. That was cool. And Evan Turner turned into a completely useful player who should have gone 16th.
Right.
But
Would it be 2011? That was Kyrie Irving #1,
Kemba 9,
Kemba,
Clay 11,
Clay,
and Kawhi
Kawhi.
15. Yeah. So that 2011 was probably the best top of the draft guard class in a long time. So this is a really nice one. And Kevin O'Connor wrote about how playmakers, especially the changing role of playmakers and how guys can be considered combo guards.
The fullness in the cheeks of Markelle
We're
Fultz.
watching
Gotta do
Markelle
something about
Fultz.
the hair.
It's like-
I don't know that the
hair
bow
doesn't
tie
help at all.
helped. Yeah.
This is
Just
why
the-
Harden
the-
grew the beard.
There's too many things
Very
going
smart.
on.
You need to get in touch
the-
with him.
He's
Tell him
got it.
about
I don't
this.
think he can grow it like Harden can.
So yeah, it's it's one of the most guard-rich draft classes in a really long time. Do you have other questions?
Yeah, Dennis Galvin asks, who is going to have a better pro career, Fultz or Ben Simmons?
It depends on whether or not they're
Fultz.
working together or not. I'm going to say Fultz because Ben Simmons falls under the can you teach shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Fultz is
Jumper's
going to be
broken in a
really
way
good.
that's
I think
kinda
Fultz
tough
is
to
going to
fix.
be really, really good. I
He's
think
going to
Fultz
look
is
great
like
in Orlando. He's
maybe
gonna
not
love it.
like he's
Gonna
not going to
love
be the
Orlando.
LeBron class of like no brainer can't miss, but I think he will be immediately very good. Another question.
John Powers asks, who makes you the most nervous when it comes to bust potential out of the top 6 or 7?
Oh,
That's a great
It's Lonzo.
It's Lonzo.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I'm not saying this, but I have heard people say this, and I think it's very funny that Lonzo is basically like a thinking man's Kevin Martin or a poor man's Kevin Martin.
It's not fair.
Thinking man's Kevin Martin.
He's so much of a better passer.
Kevin Martin.
No, but that the hitch in Lonzo's shot, his inability to make his own play off the
Yeah.
dribble.
Yeah.
Yes, he can pass. Did he really make his UCLA teammates that much better?
I mean, didn't he
I
have
didn't
a
really watch
good
UCLA,
supporting
so I don't know.
cast?
Did he? Like, did anybody feel like everybody from UCLA got like appreciably better on because of Lonzo playing with Lonzo Ball?
He was a willing passer. I'm really surprised by him. Just the fact that, like, if you just looked
Doesn't
at,
he's
if
not
you
like-
just looked at LeVar and were like, and knew nothing about Lonzo, we're like, okay, what kind of basketball player is this person's son? You'd
Right.
be like, this guy is like a one-on-one ISO black hole. He's a great passer.
I kind of like Kyle Anderson more than Lonzo Ball.
You like Kyle Anderson more than
I'm really into guys who
Slow-mo.
who can't run.
It's like watching
you
him.
see any
It's
other-
like he plays like he's moving underwater.
He looks like
Kyle
he
Anderson?
looks.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
plays
to
like
confuse his opponents.
yeah. He plays like Hume
like a
Cronin
cloaking
after the
mechanism.
cocoon.
Anybody else you think could be a bust out of this class?
I mean, anybody who can't shoot, that means Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's guys who could drop. It's more likely that you'll see guys who drop, but there will be busts in this class. There'll be busts in these top few picks. But I think that there will be one or two guys, whether it's Dennis Smith, whether it's Lonzo. I mean, I think Lonzo's going to go in the top 2 or 3 picks, but Dennis Smith could fall. There's a lot of different lot of different elements. Another question?
It's the craziest thing that could happen tonight.
Ooh.
What's the craziest thing that could happen tonight?
Craziest thing that can happen tonight is the Kings get 0 picks in the first round. That is what I'm hoping for.
I just got a memo.
Shout out to you, Riley. Shout out to you.
man.
I just got a memo from James Comey.
No, okay, so what do you think is the craziest thing that could happen tonight?
Lakers #1, Knicks #2.
Lakers, Knicks, number 1, 2 would be
Yeah.
really amazing.
It'd be incredible.
Yeah. I think anything that involves, like, I think anything that puts the Lakers in the number 1 and puts Magic in a position of massive leverage
Yeah.
and power and deal making is is just an amazing moment for the NBA. Anything is possible if that
I
happens.
can't wait till the camera pans to him and he's pretending to act surprised.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
should probably talk a little bit about some of the representatives tonight. Magic's there. I
Yeah.
think Rich Cho is making his annual
Frank
pilgrimage.
Vogel. Frank Vogel. This is sort of controversial. So Pat Williams, who was the first GM, has represented us at all of our 3 lottery winnings.
And it's gone so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, when they
Right,
won
right.
Shaq,
Yeah.
Penny, Dwight, he was there. So he's going to be in the back room. He's going to be there, but Frank Vogel is going to be on the podium. He says he's going to bring good vibes.
They should have the whiteboard out
Is that what he's bringing for? Is that his good luck charm? Good vibes?
Yeah, he said he's bringing good vibes.
Okay. What else? What other crazy things could happen tonight? I mean, aside from the Lakers getting number 1, Kings getting nothing.
Anything good for the Magic would be batshit crazy.
That's true. That's true. Any other questions?
If the Lakers don't get into the top 3, is there any way that Lonzo falls because of LeVar drama?
I think it's a little bit. I personally think
interesting.
that's like it's more problem. I think his shot is more problematic than his
Okay,
dad.
Yeah, I
what
agree.
about this theory? What if LeVar really wants him in LA, okay, to sell big baller shoes, so he goes
Big baller brand.
completely off the wall for like a month? Just like start saying
do
the
you mean?
craziest crap in the world. So that
Like,
teams
You
like
mean
something
more
wild, like
crazy
these shoes are
than-
$500.
immediately
Let me-
doubles the price tomorrow.
If you have the number 2 pick for some reason, right? So Fultz goes. You have number 2. You can have Lonzo. What would LeVar have to do to make you be like, I can't? Be like, I love the Atlanta Falcons.
I mean, like, there's, okay, so yes, if he said something around the lines of, like, something as inflammatory as I love the Atlanta Falcons, or equally, like, the best rapper out of Louisiana is Kevin Gates, or, like, there's a number of things that he could say, but even then I'd probably make concessions for it, because I'd just be like, well, at least we have somebody that can sort of shoot the ball, and we have a playmaker.
You also get the very, very awesome possibility of Lonzo, LeVar, and Boogie spending a lot of time together.
I mean, I would want a buddy cop comedy between LeVar Ball and DeMarcus Cousins. Like, I want to see what that, if I need to know what that conversation would be like between the two of them. So yes, there's probably very few things that I would, that would basically
That
would
make you sign
ward
off
me
on.
off
What's the
of.
funniest possible outcome for the Ball family, like as far as destination goes?
Minnesota?
Megan just deleted
No,
it.
Minnesota's a beautiful, it's a beautiful country. I'm just
I
saying.
think we're underselling how funny it would be if you played in New York and just the back pages.
It'd be incredible.
Berman
That'd
and
be
Asola
amazing.
every
Can
single
I just?
day.
I do want to throw one curveball that we haven't talked about out here, and this is also about this goes towards the karma conversation. Is the Heat with the lowest possible odds to get the number 1 pick, but if quietly done, no matter what happens, LeBron leaves, Wade leaves, Bosh unable to play. They have a team made up of guys like Whiteside and Waiters and James Johnson. They all just get in great shape. And then they play really.
Thank you, DeMar DeRozan.
This could be like the last great ride of Pat Riley, right? And if anybody has put in his time for
That
celebrating,
guy's never gonna quit. He's
yeah,
never gonna.
but that would be incredible. Is if he lost LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and came out with a near playoff team with the number 1 pick.
Zoe
Zoe.
representing him.
He's got Alonzo Mourning representing him at the draft. Shout out to the 1997 brawl between
Shouts
the
to
Knicks.
Zoe, who was there
and
when
the
Ben
Heat.
Carson was trapped in the elevator.
All right, we're going through the representatives from teams.
Gary
We got Gary
Harris,
Harris
okay.
representing Denver. Jeff Bauer.
Jeff Bauer.
Happy to be there.
Where's Stan Van Gundy? Night off.
Rich Cho.
Joe.
There we go.
Most lottery appearances in the last 10 years, Rich Cho somehow? Gentry.
Yay.
Just
Looks
barely
just
saved
looks
his
like
life.
life. Just
He looks
full of
energized.
verve.
Michael.
Hey!
Wow. Well, I guess that's a pretty incredible. What movie did Michael Finley produce?
Dave Yorker.
Produced a mo-
Dave Yorker looking like Chris Vernon today.
0.0 chance. Great graphic.
Walt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5.3% for Walt.
You're too loud. You're making too much noise.
Here's the thing that's going to actually happen tonight is
Tell me.
Phoenix is going to get the #1 pick and have the most exciting young team in basketball.
True.
Wow.
They're going to have Marquise Chris and Dragan Bender and Devin Booker and Markelle Fultz. And it's going to suck.
Small forward shooting. What? Oh, that's the Heat.
That's the
I was
Heat.
like,
It's the Heat, yeah.
You guys should probably talk.
We got
Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins. All
in
right.
a
Nice suit.
With the
blue and
straight
black
backs
suit. He doesn't,
and a
seems
suit
little
made
bit
out of your grandmother's
Yeah.
upholstery.
Oh.
Vogel
Frank
with the
Vogel
beard.
does not look better than he did last
What-
year.
what are you talking about? He looks looking
I
rugged.
don't know about that.
You mean
He looks
like
like he's
tanned?
he looks like he maybe
Yeah.
had a rough go of it last year.
Joel Embiid did not do anything memeable yet. Wait.
Is this
Very Tubbsian.
Like Ricardo Tubbs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Magic.
magic?
Joel Embiid has like a Sixers big gulp with him. What's he got there?
Magic
Where'd he
Johnson.
get
Oh,
that?
is that a Shirley Temple?
Oh.
Wow. It is.
Does Joel Embiid have a Shirley Temple with
we
him?
can't hear it, but Magic is selling this bit.
He really is.
It's a Shirley Temple in a pint glass.
I can't believe Boston's going to get this pick. This is so disgusting. Hi, Bill.
Fix is in.
Magic Johnson,
Oh wow. He knows.
Hey,
cat
look at
that-
him. Look at that twinkle in his eyes.
the cat that ate the canary right now.
Oh my gosh.
If you were the owner of an NBA team or you ran an NBA
Yeah.
team, would you be the type of person who is like, I'm very flat about what's happening? Like, I'm not going to tip my hand about how excited I might be. I'm just going to be like Rich Cho. Or would you be like Magic? Like, I think I'm getting the pick.
I'd be like
what's,
Magic.
What's the downside of saying I think
Just
I'm getting
be
the
like,
pick?
hey, like I stole
be
your
like
money
Magic.
and I'm gonna buy stuff with it.
Right.
I'm not, like I would definitely. I would probably be more like Magic,
D-Books.
to be honest.
Devin Booker, 19.9% chance for the Phoenix Suns to become the most recent iteration of could they be the next Thunder? And then we got Wick,
Wick.
straight off the set of
Wow.
Billions, Wick Grousbeck. Really just shorting all other IPOs. So they don't even let the Nets on the stage to
Good.
do the handover, right?
They're just out there like,
Yeah, I guess they're not there.
it's too embarrassing.
Oh man.
So how do you want us to do this? You want us to like narrate this, or should we just keep talking about our hopes and dreams?
You can narrate it, or
we get some
throw
China rap?
questions.
Yeah, Megan, is there any other questions that we got so we could sort of vamp here while they're...
Yeah. Is there any scenario where Josh Jackson's a better fit for the Celtics than Ball or Fultz?
It depends on how you feel about Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it depends on how you feel about Isaiah Thomas.
Ooh.
He's going to want max money. But do you want to
yeah.
pay Isaiah Thomas that much money to be an aging short man?
Wow.
I know how the Ringer feels about paying me to be an
Man.
aging short man.
Icy in here.
Yeah, so I mean, does Boston need a wing? It depends on how you feel about their wings and whether or not you want to pay Bradley, whether you think Jaylen Brown is like evolving. 3 days ago, nobody thought Jaylen Brown was evolving, and then after like, game
And then
7,
he caught a rebound sitting down.
yeah, and then he had like that
And
incredible.
now it's a whole different story.
Right. What,
Yeah.
what do you think? I mean, is
I
there
know.
any,
I think that from everything I hear, I think Fultz is just the no-brainer #1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I
that's
think you
just-
just gotta take him,
This is
figure
actually
everything
the
out
most
later.
interesting thing about Boston is that by getting so far with what they have,
Yeah.
you get into a conversation about most #1 picks will be best player
Right.
available. Does Ainge think about pick, or does Ainge go full Ainge and try to trade down and get out of the #1
He
pick?
should trade it to the Nets for the next 40 first-round
Does
picks.
Ainge no? Because can we get Billy King back?
All right, Billy King comes back.
I mean, the #1 pick also for Boston becomes a huge trade bait thing,
Yeah.
right? Because
Right.
it begets it. You get into a sign and trade with Blake. You get into a
Right.
Jimmy Butler trade. You get into a Paul
Pelinka.
George trade.
Rob Pelinka.
We got Robert Mays is here. Robert Mays is a big Chicago fan. Mays, are you ready to move on from the Jimmy Butler experience? Are you open for business?
Do I want him to leave?
Not leave
For what?
for a trade for #1 pick.
For the right
Pick
price.
it.
Man, he's serious about this.
That's so hard because whether you think one of these guys can eventually become the best player in a championship team is a big part of that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if the answer to that is yes for Jimmy Butler.
Right, but it's like, does Jimmy Butler make watching the Bulls that much better?
Jimmy Butler's a really good basketball player. I think that's one of the things. We've been trying to chase Jimmy Butler out of town forever. Jimmy Butler's really, really good.
All right, so that's
Hey,
a no.
I just want to say real quick, they just showed the security firm, the accounting firm.
Ernst & Young?
Do we still do this after the Oscars? Like making a big deal of the accounting firm?
I don't. It's interesting that they are doing that. Usually, this is such a sealed-off process with the door closed, which is why you get these rumors about like frozen envelopes and weighted ping pong.
But they have
balls.
the auditing thing. But I feel like after the Oscars, like they shouldn't brag about having Ernst & Young.
You think Damien Chazelle is just gonna pop out and just be like,
Markel Fultz.
"Can I get another question?"
Yes. What's the best comp for Lauri Markkanen?
You guys have Google. So,
Channing Frye.
If you really want to know, you should go to the NBA Draft Guide on TheRinger.com. Jason says Channing Frye, which feels
Well, that actually was
Feels
one of
right.
the. It's Channing Frye, Ryan Anderson, or Dirk Nowitzki.
there's a little bit
It's
of a
not,
gap.
it's not the last
There's
guy.
a little bit of. I think there's a little bit of
not- it's
separation.
not-
There is
not the last
there are
guy.
several
Amazing.
degrees of separation between those.
That's like
But
it's Tom
it's-
Cruise or Tom Sizemore. It's like you got there's
Tom Cruise or Tom Crean.
hit us with another one.
Let's go through some saddest lottery moments.
Oh, sure.
Starting with Kevin Clark, probably.
Yeah, what's your saddest lottery?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. You know, the Magic had a lot of good fortune, obviously winning Shaq, Penny, Dwight. Anytime they dipped back into the lottery, they won big. I think the worst one was in 2014. We had a top 3 odds situation. Wiggins was available, Parker was available. It was really the one, even after 2013, everyone said it's a bad draft. Wait till the next year. That was the year where the franchise changers were there.
Yeah.
So I thought that the Magic, you know, you tank for 2 years, you get rewarded at some point. I thought they were going to get the first pick or at least the second pick. All they needed to do was move up one. Instead, they didn't even make it to the commercial break. I mean, it was horrible. I was so amped. All we needed was the 4th to go and not be us. And then we could
Well,
get
the
the
lottery
commercial
really is a
break.
tradition unlike any other for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we get to the 4th pick, and it was just like, remember like when DiCaprio died in The Departed, and it was just like bam, it was like that. That was the
Spoiler.
The 4th.
I know, right?
It's like a 10-year-old movie.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, and so I just feel like it was that sort of abrupt ending. There was no sense of justice about it.
Okay.
It was very sad for me.
Some other bad Magic picks include Michael Doliak,
Michael, I mean, he at least played in the NBA.
Fran Vasquez.
Fran
Ooh,
Vasquez
Fran
never came.
Vasquez.
Right.
Yeah, and that was the loss.
So you could say that was a bad pick.
You could say that. Danny Granger was picked a couple picks later. I mean, for me, the Vasquez pick was so bad because obviously it came 2 years after Dwight. And so he could have been, if they had picked anyone competent there, it could have been a great compliment to Dwight. And,
Right.
And that whole 2009 through 2012 run looks a lot different if they have
Yeah,
a
Dwight
confidence
Howard
out.
has a history of making guys around him much better. So it would have made a lot of sense if you thought. Anyway, what is your least favorite draft memory?
2010 drafting Cole Aldrich and then packaging him and trading him for Craig Brackens, who I think is playing in Japan somewhere right now. And
He's like
Quincy-
Aziz Ansari. It's just
yeah,
like
you
out
know,
there.
and Quincy Pondexter, who averaged less than a point last year. There's also, I guess there's, well,
You guys have missed a lot of
We've
people
missed
too.
a lot- yeah, we
you
missed
got
a lot of
Anthony
people that-
Davis, but you've missed out a lot of like. You should have had it. Oh, let's see what we got here. So no change. The Heat get the number 14 pick. Lonzo Mourning. It's just like
screams
I like
internally.
it. Good.
Denver Nuggets, Gary Harris. You're not a lucky charm, but you are a good shooting guard. So that's all chalk.
Chalk.
Jeff Bauer,
Like it.
you are the weakest link. Classic joke.
I'm really nervous. This doesn't happen
I
very
know.
often.
Charlotte Hornets. So everything is going according to plan.
Let's go.
Not doing well.
Rich Cho.
Pick number 10 will be made by the Sacramento Kings.
From New Orleans. Okay. So Riley gets his pick.
Yeah, well.
That's tough for Alvin.
Tough deal.
The Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
Okay.
Still going.
This is happening too quickly for me. I'm handling this
I want you
poorly.
guys to narrate this.
Narrate it.
I can't.
No! Yes!
Oh my God! Look at that smile from Clyde.
We're swapping.
Yes!
Oh God!
I killed it.
Oh my God!
The New York Knicks are now thinking 8 and Joel Embiid! Trust the process!
Oh my God.
Timberwolves
Okay.
7.
All right.
National
see the
treasure.
magic here.
Wiggins. Extreme Wiggins
Magic
face.
here. Climbing up. Climbing up. Oh God!
Fix is
Bad
in, baby.
forever.
Wow.
Bad
Fix is
forever.
in.
Magic is
Magic!
in the inside lane right here.
God!
So the Magic of the 6th pick. Sacramento Kings are picking 5th, so that means Philly is in. So we get that? No,
no.
Sacramento we get
Magic
top 4.
That was your pick, and we swapped.
Okay. So that was Philly's pick that we swapped, which means top 4 is. Embiid is trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Embiid is like, what
You
happened?
don't know.
It's like
Here it is, right here. Turn card.
the pensive squint.
17 NBA draft goes to the Phoenix.
Oh
Yes!
Wow.
Yes! Yes!
Wow.
It takes a long time to be bad. Sixers, Celtics, Lakers, top 3. We'll find out what the order is. They'll probably go to their commercial break. I am vibrating.
This league is fixed.
Okay, so basically what happened was the Knicks fell out. Wait, so what did happen? The Knicks fell out
Knicks
of
fell
the
out.
What
Yeah,
happened?
top
It's a
it.
great
Slider at
question.
7. Knicks fell out.
Okay, so the Knicks fell out. That was, and that is at once the Knicks deserved that and didn't deserve that. That's what we established in the beginning. But this is stunning for the Knicks. This is huge for the Sixers. This is huge for the Celtics and huge for the Lakers. Those are the top 3. Who are the
Fix is
other
in.
losers here?
The Suns.
I know
I
a
mean, like,
loser.
we're
I know
all-
a loser.
Because the Suns had the 2nd worst record in the league, so the Suns falling out of the top 3 is really bad. I would say though, they have like a really nice young roster, and that 4th pick is not going to be terrible, right? I mean, like they're going to get a good player at 4. Boy, I wasn't anticipating having to make up for so much depression on this couch.
Thinking about Frankie Nicotine and Laurie Markkinen.
Markkinen is going to be a Knick. You
Channing
guys are
Frye, baby.
definitely going to get Channing Frye of Europe. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I felt better. I felt better. I think that the Magic are going to be bad forever. I just don't see a path towards anything hopeful. I have a very interesting situation, which is that the Magic are my only team. They're the only team in America that I root for. I don't have a football
Wait, are you
team.
really about to cry?
No, I've cried earlier. They're the only team I root
in my
for, and
car.
so like every November when I realize the Magic are going to be bad, when they reveal themselves to be bad, I have just like this moment where I'm like, I'm going to be like 50 and they'll still be bad.
Yeah.
And so that feeling is being renewed right now.
I'm really sorry to be such the bearer of bad news, but you're doing this in public.
Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum told me.
Do you
the
think
bad
that if you had had somebody other than Vogel, you would have had better luck?
news. As a representative,
Yes. Should Hazonia have been up there?
So should have been up there just to tell the basketball gods how badly we deserve a good player.
How are you feeling about what happened with you guys?
I mean,
This just allows Alvin Gentry more time to think about what he has on hand. You don't have to worry about the draft, you know?
I mean, like, yeah, we can worry about maybe keeping Drew Holiday in New
Here's what I want to
Orleans.
ask, though. Was Boogie worth it?
Boogie, you will never be able to convince me that Boogie wasn't worth it.
Riley can convince you that Boogie wasn't worth it.
I mean, like, of course, because Buddy started, like, panning out as soon as he went to Sacramento.
Steph, too. Yeah.
Don't call him Steph, too, man.
All right. So of the Sixers, Celtics, and Lakers, let's go quickly. Who's going to get the first pick? Just like feel. Just take me to Vegas.
Lakers.
I blacked out.
Lakers,
Lakers.
get number
Lakers. It's
one. Lakers get
I'm
number
telling you.
1, Celtics
It's gonna
get
be
number
Lakers.
2.
It's gonna be Lakers.
It's
And
going
Here we go.
to be the Sixers. Here we go. We're back.
Be sure to announce the pick.
Okay. Number 3 pick goes to the
The second pick will be made by
Celtics.
The Celtics got the number 1 pick. This is hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Simmons somewhere just went running out into the middle of Government Center dressed like a leprechaun. I can't believe this.
Fultz, Ball.
The Celtics have now won a Game 7 at home in the Eastern Conference semifinals, are playing tomorrow against Cleveland in the Eastern Conference finals, and have gotten the number 1 pick. That means that they are, I can't believe this, that like the plan worked.
Don't wave that no trade, Mello. Stay strong.
Now Boston immediately, obviously, Markelle Fultz to Boston is in play.
Sure.
But you have to think about what's happening with Isaiah Thomas. Second of all, they could start shopping this pick. They could look for that all-star, that franchise player, that 25-point-a-game guy.
I agree with you, but I wouldn't do it for one of the already available guys.
Yeah.
The Paul Georges and the Jimmy Butlers of the world. I think you go even higher.
So who?
I don't know.
Westbrook?
Yes. No, I mean, you're not.
There's no way Westbrook's going to Boston.
No, you're not going to trade for Westbrook. I'm just saying you open up the doors. I would not trade the first overall.
So I'm
pick
saying,
for
like,
Paul
what's the ceiling of, like, so if it's not Blake, Jimmy, or Paul George, or like Gordon Hayward's a free agent, it's like not one of those 3 guys. Who are we talking about?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just telling you the ceiling for a veteran is extremely high.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'd keep it.
You'd keep it.
I'd keep it.
I'd keep it.
I think I'd also keep it.
I think Fultz is going to be. He's as sure a thing as you can have in the draft.
I totally agree. You keep it unless a team blows your
Absolutely.
doors off.
So let's just do it a quick little insta mock, okay? So we got Fultz going number 1 to Boston, number 2 to the Lakers. Who do you take? Lonzo?
Yeah.
Lonzo. Yeah.
All right, so number 3 puts the Sixers in the spot where they can take one of the wings, Jackson or Tatum, or they could grab a shooting guard like Malik Monk. Oh, that would be pretty high for 3. So you have to assume that the Sixers will probably take a wing, but they still have like a real hole at playmaker. I wouldn't be completely stunned if the Sixers tried to trade down from here.
I agree with that, but no, I just who knows?
I know that they're still in collection mode.
Yeah,
but
no, it's weird to me because this is Colangelo's draft. If it were Henke, he would have just taken Monk and just called it a day and just collected.
No,
the asset.
Henke would have just taken the best player available and been like, now
That's
I have
what I'm
another
saying.
guy.
I'm saying
What happened with Okafor then?
I mean, whatever. Okafor, we're gonna trade for a bag of hers eventually. We're not even gonna get like
for a club sandwich with no tomato.
So I think that what happens now is like, are we players for Kyle Lowry?
Right.
So if that happens, then you don't have as much of a need of point guard, and you can play a little bit more with Jackson or Tatum. So we have the top 3. Who's the 4th pick is the Suns. So if let's say it goes Fultz, Ball, Tatum. Jackson to the Suns. You think Malik Monk to the Suns? You think De'Aaron Fox to the Suns? What do the Suns need?
I'd say Jackson to the Suns.
Yeah,
Jackson
they
to the
need a
Suns
wing.
probably.
Jackson.
A wing to the Suns.
Wing to the Suns.
So number 5 is the Kings. The Kings need everyone. Right, you get to
The
have
Kings
the
need
pick.
another Greek center.
Who do you want?
I'll take Isaac.
You take Isaac?
Ooh.
That's really high for Isaac.
Whoa!
You want another big project like
Sharks loves Isaac, and I trust Sharks.
There we go.
that?
There we go.
That's what I love to hear.
I love it.
Megan, do we have any questions coming out of the lottery here?
Who fits best with Isaiah midterm, where they can have an impact together?
Probably Fultz. I think Fultz could probably play off the ball. I mean, I just, it's really about like, Avery Bradley and Isaiah Thomas are 2 of the best 3 players on the Celtics right now. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals. How much do you want to tinker with that? I just don't know what the Celtics think they need, and it's probably just going to be the best player, and that's going to be clearly Fultz. I can't believe they have the number 1 pick. If only there was a guy on staff who could talk knowingly about the Boston Celtics and their hopes and dreams.
Who could it be? Who could we call?
Kevin O'Connor?
Kevin O'Connor.
Jason.
Please respond to this tweet from Nick Stauskas. Raindrop, drop top, we be converting on the pick swap. Hashtag thanks, Sack.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah.
Converting
Is that real?
Not from Nick
Oh
Stauskas.
God.
Who is writing Nick Stauskas' tweets these
Does
days?
it have a blue
Do
check?
we know?
It's got a blue check.
It's got a blue check.
Quavo's ghostwriting.
Nick Stauskas tweeted
In
at
addition
us?
to stepping out for solo features, Quavo is also ghostwriting Nick Stauskas' tweets.
This night can't get worse.
That's what it,
I mean, like,
that's
that
an
is,
honor.
it's very early for you to be saying that. I'm just
More questions.
Who's the best player that the Knicks could get to pair with Kristaps?
What, like in the draft? Kristaps is there? In the draft? I mean, literally anyone? Like, they need a guard. They need a guard. And any guard in the draft.
Dennis Smith.
Dennis
would be nice.
Smith, yeah.
Do you want Dennis Smith,
Passer.
Sean?
That's the pick.
Yeah.
That's the pick they have to make.
I don't think he'll be there.
I just got a text from a friend. Got a couple of them, but I got one that just said, "I'm giving up on sports."
Is that from Bubba Watson?
Yes, from Ian Poulter and Scott Stapp from Creed. All the Magic fans.
Is he a Magic? Is Stapp a Magic?
If you, the Orlando Magic are the Creed of basketball. So yes.
No, they're not. Come on.
So they have Bubba and
Creed
Stapp
had a
are both
moment,
fans,
though.
and Poulter?
Magic had a moment.
No, but the Creed had a real moment.
The Magic they made it 30 for 30. It was we made 2 finals.
Yeah, Jonathan Abrams never did the oral history of Creed. You gotta think about it like
Yeah.
that. What else we got for questions wise?
Who should the Wolves pair with Cat and Wiggins?
So they're their 7th pick.
Not written by me, actually. Yeah, they have the 7th pick.
Does De'Aaron Fox?
Do you think that let me ask you a reverse question, Megan. Could the Wolves move up by pairing the 7 and Zach LaVine?
Ooh.
Or did the 7 and Zach LaVine become like enough to really pry loose, say, Jimmy Butler?
Tibbs was actually rumored to want to trade back.
Back in the draft.
Yeah,
Right.
but possibly. I mean, Tibbs would love to get someone like Jimmy Butler.
Tibbs
or
loves-
like a
Tibbs
Tibbs
loves
guy.
rookies, as we all know.
Number 7 and Zach LaVine for Jimmy Butler.
No.
Okay. That's a no.
It's a no.
More questions?
How often do number 1 picks work out? Ooh, we can talk about that.
Let's go through some of the number 1 picks we have had
Reasonably
recently.
often.
Ben Simmons, broken foot. Karl Anthony Towns, amazing. Andrew Wiggins, very good. Probably going to be amazing.
Anthony Bennett out of the league.
Anthony Bennett out of the league. Anthony Davis, amazing, but
Still
Anthony Bennett,
in
man.
New Orleans.
Kyrie Irving,
I got it.
playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. John Wall, did not have a good 4th quarter last night, but otherwise is awesome. Blake Griffin, don't go out to dinner in Toronto. Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Shouts to you, Derrick Rose.
And Greg Oden, but that was obviously the Kevin Durant draft. I mean, look, you draft the number 1 player, you have a very good chance of that player being very, very good. That's like the best way to do it. If you know how to. Drafting 6th?
Yeah. Not as good.
I'm looking
On
here.
the lit.
I don't have a cool 6th pick from the last 10 years.
Great.
Danilo Gallinari.
Steph Curry went 7th in 2009.
Oh, Jan Vesely was 6th.
Yeah.
Jan Vesely. Where is he now? Where is Jan Vesely?
Jan Vesely was a cult hero,
Really was for 10 seconds.
was one of the great Euro dunkers,
Yeah.
and another guy
All-time
who they
great
were
Euro
like,
dunker.
we can
Number
teach
one.
him, we'll teach him how to shoot, and it just didn't work out.
didn't work out.
Don't teach how to shoot.
He
It's just,
peaked literally when he stood up when
Yeah.
they called him.
That's right.
And
That's
that
right.
was it. And it was just
Didn't he have like a crazy vert jump story too? Like, oh, I heard Jan Vesely jumped over like 2 Hondas.
we gotta ask Chow. Chow, does Jan Vesely have a
Chow's
bird
not
story?
here.
Not here.
Hey, just a few more minutes left.
Sure.
We're going to end on this. What would be the most fun way for this draft to break out?
Trades. Like I
Yeah.
really think that the Celtics' actual position at the top of the league and the Lakers' self-perception of themselves at the top of the league, causing them to think of, like, go after big star players by trading their number 1 or 2 pick. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the craziest and best way for this to go is the Celtics trading and getting a great superstar player. That would be my. I mean, someone like a Westbrook. I'm not saying Westbrook's coming. I'm saying that would be the most fun thing is if they just put a package together and go get an absolute superstar.
5 years from now, Lakers Celtics finals. Fultz versus Ball. LeVar Ball, player coach.
I have to go after that. I have to make a prediction about how I can get weirder than that. No, I abstain.
Maybe the Pelicans would continue to be a franchise.
The
in New
Pelicans,
Orleans?
you know, like it'd be nice if the Pelicans can continue to be a franchise and
Yeah.
change. Maybe I don't know. The best thing that can happen for us now is maybe to change the name from the Smoothie King Center to literally anything else.
Yeah. Staying out of Seattle and
Staying
changing
out
the
of
name of
Seattle
the stadium.
and changing the name of the arena would be nice. Outside
I would like
that,
to change the name of the Amway Center since
Other than that, I hate everybody
Right.
that has enough milk for
Herbalife.
their own cereal.
Herbalife, yeah.
I would like a guard.
DeVos
Thank
Family
you.
Center.
I don't think
Yeah.
I can top Jason's. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up here. This has been the Hopeless NBA Lottery Show from Micah Peters.
Especially hopeless, by the way.
Especially hopeless today.
Especially
Yeah.
toughless.
For Micah
Extremely
Peters,
tough.
Kevin Clark, Jason Concepcion, I'm Chris Ryan. Trust the process.